Monday, April 24th, 2017, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So, yeah, it's early, but Clif High from halfpasthuman.com has published the May 2017 through 2045 forecast. The WebBot report for May forward. A lot of people think the WebBot forecasts are just for the month of May or April, but it depends on the time frame for the data and the forecasts. So first of all, as I usually do, I want to talk about what the ALTA report is. Well, ALTA stands for Asymmetric Linguistic Trends Analysis Intelligence Report. WebBot is the technology that Clif High uses. They're little bots that scour the internet for data. And the premise of Clif High and his, system is that most, people are to some degree psychic, even though they might not know that they are. And a lot of times when they write things or talk about things, they kind of predict what's going to happen, and that's what the WebBot does. It scours the internet for data in all different languages, and Clif High tries to interpret the data. So let's start with the May report through 2045. There's a lot, it's a long report. I've read the whole thing for a couple of hours. I'm only going to focus on the things that I think are more important in terms of what I cover in my channel: markets, precious metals, cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of talk about in this report about the space scope farts entity, which is more the conspiracy stuff. He calls it the woo-woo world. It's a big part of the report. And if people want to read the whole report, I recommend it. $15 per report, and you can get it at halfpasthuman.com. You can pay it through PayPal or Bitcoin. So, beginning of the report. Well, the report for this month is called, let's see, 7 C's. And I'm going to do it a little different this month because I've read the whole thing. And he talks about in this report about the fact that commercial archaeology is going to be a big thing in the next few years. And by that he means, people finding old technologies from digging up stuff. And he says that the Southwest United States and Southeastern Australia are going to be huge places where this is going to really pick up. And his premise is that the old civilizations went to these places, and by old civilizations he means the pharaonic civilization from Egypt. He says that they sailed to Australia and to North America, and that there are pyramids everywhere, that people are going to find them. So I'm not sure what to say about that, but many of you might think it's crazy. Many of you might have read about it. I personally, I keep an open mind, and we'll have to see about this commercial archaeology boom, and that new technologies will be found. So, and the other point of this, he says that a lot of the changes and the exploration by old civilizations, he also mentions the old Chinese dynasties, how they sailed all over the place to, even to Africa and elsewhere before the British were colonizing the world. And he relates that to like sunspots and what the sun is doing, you know, like how the climate is affecting people. And he says we're in the same kind of period right now that the, you know, that the Milky Way, you know, where our planet is right now in relation to the galaxy is putting a lot of stress. You know, it's creating new radiation, and that the sun is reacting differently, and it's going to affect human beings. So it's all related. So, you know, there's a lot to read about, you know, and he says the position of the Earth in our galaxy, that's why one of the reasons why we're seeing all the planet changes. He's still, you know, I'm not going to go repeat what he said because a lot of it is a continuation of the last few reports. I'm going to go more into things that affect, you know, things that we follow, like the markets. So one interesting thing is he talks about populations. He talks about USA pop, Italian pop, and in this report he talks about Franco pop, and I'll come to Franco pop here, and it's really interesting because all he says for Franco pop is just one line, and it says "Vive la France," and I thought when he said that it meant that Marine Le Pen is going to win the second round. And why do I say that? Well, because Marine Le Pen is a nationalist, and you know, everyone knows that a French nationalist would go "Vive la France" or "Long live France." And I also emailed him and said, you know, just in case he forgot to put more there. And I said, on the Franco pop, you just put "Vive la France." And does that mean that your data and language is showing that Le Pen is going to win the second round on May, I think it's May the 7th? And he said yes. So I think that's very interesting. Right now, the markets, they've reacted to the first round, where Le Pen was second and Macron was first. And the polls and the spread bettors, you know, the punters and the bookies are all saying that there's a 2/3 chance that Macron is going to win. It's very similar to, you know, Brexit. The bookies were calling for a 3/4 chance, even more the night of the vote, that the British are going to vote to remain in the EU. Same thing with Hillary Clinton. I remember following this. Hillary Clinton was like 95% sure of winning, according to the New York Times, just the night of the election, and also the bookies. So that makes sense to me. And why am I talking so much about the French election? Well, because it will be very important in terms of the financial situation, because if Le Pen really wins, she wants to allow the French people to decide whether they want to leave the EU and the Euro. So it could be quite disruptive. The reaction today to the markets has been of a relief. The Euro's gone up. The Dow's gone up, gold and silver have come off a bit, mainly because the markets, you know, and the economists out there, the mainstream media, the bookies, they expect Macron to win. A lot of the media here in the UK are saying that the establishment lost in France. They might have in terms of the traditional parties, but if you read about Macron, he's total establishment. He worked in the Ministry of Finance after he got out of the major elite university in France. And then when he was around 29, 30, was hired by Rothschild Bank in Paris, where he worked for 2 or 3 years and earned $3 million. mainly because of his connections with the economic ministry and setting up mergers and acquisitions. And after that, he went back to government. He was economic minister for a couple of years for François Hollande, the current president. And we're supposed to believe that he's not establishment. I'm sorry. I don't think the French will buy into that. And that's why I think Le Pen is going to win, because she is not establishment. She's a popular leader, a populist leader, if you want to say it. So that's interesting from the ALTA report, the webbot, Vive la France. That's all he says about Franco Pop. What else? Yeah, there's nothing too new about USA Pop, except for the continuing battle between the deep state and also the continuing battle between... you know, he says that the media is going to say the old generation versus the old generation, but it's more a battle between those who want the truth and those who are stuck, you know, with the mainstream media and old beliefs, and who don't recognize that there is a deep state. So that's the main focus about the USA Pop, and it hasn't changed that much from the last report. Now into the markets, which is more interesting. He's got a crypto space now for the market. And the main thing about this report about the crypto space is that it says here, the new growth in crypto space has scammers as a rising supporting set over these next months through into early 2018. It says these scammers sets have very specific cryptocurrencies descriptors. These sets have several new altcoins with rapidly rising emotional profiles to be a result of a deliberate pump and dump. So he's saying that, you know, 2017 will be remembered for being the big crypto scam of 2017, where a lot of people are going to be like, you know, buying to a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies, like a pump and dump, and then it's all gonna collapse. And he says that there will even be, let's see, there's gonna be like in 2019, there will be a committee will be formed to investigate and prosecute the scam artists involved in the upcoming crypto scam. He also says that he's gonna have a Bitcoin report coming up in May. So you just have to check at halfpasthuman.com. Nothing new about Bitcoin. You know, still positive, I think. It says more on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dash, and other altcoins in May ALTA Wealth 2017. So that's a new report he's going to have. Metals. Well, he says there are data showing that over the rest of this month, April, two very large temporal markers relative to both gold and silver are going to crack open. These sets have the resistance for gold and silver to be broken, as in broken with some finality. The data shows for the breach in the walls to be crumbling over the last of April and sharply within May. So he sees gold and silver breaking out by the end of the month and to go sharply higher within May. That's what he sees for the metals. For the debt space, which is everything else in the financial markets, he says that space grows as the Federal Reserve Bank is indicated to go batshit crazy in a buying frenzy, as what the data refers to a marginal loan quality is described as dropping to the floor unconscious. It says the first signs of Western dollar empire running into their big wall of non-participation as the death of the Western consumer gains speed within the velocity of the economy. He says, yes, there are many points of positive growth within the economy as the shackles come off. However, the mainstream meme is that the economy is in, the Main Street economy is indicated in the data to be impacting the tall wall of non-participation. So, what else does he say about the debt space? Yeah, he talks about problems coming within subprime auto loans, subprime student debt. So, and yeah, he also says other new growth within the markets entity has downstream and failures appearing repeatedly within Federal Reserve in the context of daily operation. These sets are appearing in the supporting chain for the very long-term sets for regional banking failures. These sets have the USA regional banking failures being both results of and contributing factor to the Western global derivatives meltdown. So that's it, for this report. I won't go any longer. If you like to explore further the May 2017 ALTA report or WebBot report, I recommend that you go to halfpasthuman.com and think about buying the report and reading it in full. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, share it far and wide. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. If you'd like to make a donation to the channel, there's some links below in the description. I'll talk to you later. Bye.